최고.
Hey, hello. I'm back. I've returned. Hello, Mario. Indeed. We should all say hello to Mario. Hey, Teamworm. Also, hello, Cosmo. I don't have a Luigi hello. Should get a Luigi hello. It's been a hot minute. Yeah, I have some health issues going on. I wouldn't say I'm healthy now, but I do feel healthy enough to stream. And I want to do that, so we're going to do that. Because why not? Hi, Mario. Oh, my God. Are we baby Luigi saying hi to Mario? Anyway. Low bar cleared, yeah. You know, it with whatever issue I have, it's either an ulcer or a hernia. It's surprisingly difficult to sit straight up when it is irritated. And boy, you kind of need to sit straight up to use a keyboard and also stream, like be at a webcam, be using a microphone. I did manage to play Baldur's Gate with a controller pretty comfortably a few times during the break, but you know, it's a low bar, but I couldn't clear it for a bit. So it's gonna take me a minute to figure out where we're at. I added some things. I did try to do some deving while reclined in my chair. It didn't work so well, but I was able to do a few things. I added an item object into the game and an NPC and some lava because these are the things I want to do next. I want to get like an item system going. I want to get the player getting hurt when they deal with the environmental stuff, and then also like some kind of questy thing going on, you know. But before that, we got to get Raticate functioning. Currently, we're still trying to get him to eat. It's not going so well. Lightning updates. You went on a skateboard date with Minesweeper Girl and had your wisdom teeth removed. Okay, I thought for a second those two were like related. They're probably not. Damn, Teamworm, you hadn't had your wisdom teeth removed yet? I hope the process was painless. I had to be on Vicodin for like 3 days because my mouth fucking hurt. Fucking sucked. But I had that done when I was like 17. Also, I hope your date with Minesweeper Girl went well. I feel like you call them all Minesweeper Girl because they all comment on your playing of Minesweeper, and then through that means they become Minesweeper Girl. Yeah, maybe not. But I feel like the last one was also a Minesweeper Girl. Also, hello, Mission Matrix. Minesweeper Girl sounds hot, yeah. If people being into what you're into is hot, I think. Maybe. Usually it's a good thing. All right, so let's run the game. What should happen is Raticate should run in a circle. He has some points he's gonna go to. Yeah, okay. So Raticate's gonna do a little like circuit. Also, his movement is broken. He doesn't turn to the right when he's walking to the right. It's very frustrating. So he just runs in this circle looking for food. Now, currently, he runs in the circle and looks for food, and even if he finds food, he doesn't do anything about it. And then he just repeats the circle. Also, it's not quite a circle because there's some spot like right here. There's something wrong with the navigation mesh. He like thinks he has to go around something, but he like doesn't. So that's another thing on the list to fix. But we're not going to worry about that today. We're going to worry about furthering his food collecting agenda. It looks nice. Thank you, Mission Matrix. It's currently, the assets being used will not be the final assets because obviously they belong to Nintendo. Or I guess maybe it's less obvious, like they were redrawn by people. A bunch of the assets have been redrawn. I think they still belong to Nintendo though. Probably. Cosmo, you're the expert of Minesweeper. You better be careful. There's some actual like Minesweeper experts that occasionally come in here. And Teamworm. Teamworm, I would say, is a Minesweeper expert, but he's regularly in here. Oh no. Bots. Okay, so what we need to do is we need to change what Raticate is up to a little bit. So currently, what he does is let's go into the code. So currently, Raticate deals with 3 arrays. He's got. They're in here somewhere. Here they are. Great. Okay, there's actually 4 arrays, but I believe one of them is unnecessary. So array 3, confusingly, is the 4th array, has the locations that he wants to go visit for food if he doesn't find any food nearby. So the idea is Raticate gets hungry. He wants to eat food. If there's not any food in the immediate area, he's gonna run around his, like, I don't know, his known area, his haunt. Shit, my piano's on and Greg is stepping on it. Whoa, the bot had the Elden Ring DLC badge? Weird. I was watching Ginny play Return of the Obra Dinn, which was very entertaining. Ginny was very good at that game. Despite the whole time them being like, I don't know what I'm doing. But like, yeah, they did. Somebody had a Prime badge. One of the bots had a fucking Prime subscriber badge. Like what? Why would you? I don't know. Maybe it's a hacked account or something. It was very weird. Anyway, back on topic. So Raticate's got a list of places he goes. And with an update to Godot, which I have not gotten yet, still skeptical to get, updating software that I use to stream, has only screwed me, to be clear. On 2 different occasions, 2 different pieces of software. It has only made my streaming experience worse. So I'm hesitant to update. But once we do, there's a special, like, randomized... we can grab random points inside of a nav mesh. And we'll essentially replace this pre-baked array with random points. So that every other symbiote that we make, every other creature we make, can kind of create their own points depending on the environment that they're in. I tell them a place they are allowed to go, and then they'll choose some random points in there to go sniff around and look for food if they ever can't find their food. So in the other arrays that we're dealing with, arrays 0, 1, and 2. Array 0 are the area 2Ds. Is a Mission Matrix. Thank you for the celebration. Array 0 is the area 2Ds that are attached to the bushes that Raticate searches for. So these are the bushes that Raticate eats from. They have a little area 2D around them, and so Raticate can sniff those out. And then back to the script. Then Raticate will make an array that's the actual bushes from these area 2Ds. And then Raticate will make an array number 2. No, array 2, which is array number 3. Annoying. Array 2 is filled with the number of berries, like the actual amount of food that is on those bushes. And so then the end goal is, if Raticate finds food, he's gonna go eat it. And then if he eats all the food that he can find, and he's still hungry, then he's gonna go back to looking for food again. So array 2 is like the actual important one. We're constantly gonna be checking to see, like, hey, array 2, do you have anything in you? What's your maximum value? Do you have any fucking... If you have a number greater than 0 in you, then that means Raticate found some food that he can go eat. And so what we need to do is... first of all, if Raticate finds food, he needs to stop looking for food and go eat that food that he found. But in addition to that, if he goes around his whole circuit and he doesn't find any food, Because we're trying to make the game seem realistic, but not be like an actual simulation where all the poor Raticates can die if the player takes all their berries. Then we kind of just pretend Raticate has some food back in his den. So Raticate is going to, he's just going to head back to his den. If he goes around all the spots he thinks there might be food and he doesn't find any, then he's just going to go back into his little den, and he's going to eat some food that he has stashed away in the den. So those are the two things I specifically need to do today. And then if we get that done, then I kind of want to go on to, kind of want to take a break from behavior trees for a little bit and work on an item system. I have some ideas for how I want that to go. Watch some tutorials. I don't have any exact tutorial that I can just copy because I want a more complicated system than any of them seem to show. But I think I can kind of combine two tutorials to get what I want, which is an item system that's like Pokemon, where everything's all organized in bags and stuff, but is a little bit more more visual. Like I want some icons and things. Although thinking about it, I haven't played the two newest Pokemon games, so maybe they do have a better icon-based, but still organized inventory system nowadays. I don't know. So yeah, let's figure out. I want to start with this. I think this will be easier. Making Raticate go back to his den once he's visited every location. So the only confusing thing about that is wherever Raticate is. Go to the world. Wherever Raticate happens to be, he will choose the closest point in that little in that circuit that he thinks of as his, like, I don't know, his territory. So then I kind of need to be able to figure out if he's gone through every spot, no matter where he starts it. So what I was thinking of doing is we figure out the number of places he has to go, and then we kind of just count. Raticate script, where are you? There you are. So since we have, what we can do is we can just have Godot tell us the number of items in this list, the number of items in the array. An array is mostly just a list. So in this case, it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 items. So there's 6 items. And then every time Raticate goes to a spot, we will we'll have a variable that we're increasing a tally on. And then once that variable gets to be equal to the number of locations on this list, then he should have gone to all of them by that point. Because it's set up so that he'll choose the closest one, and then he'll just go to the next one, and the next one, and the next one. When he gets to the end, he jumps back to the beginning. So I think that'll work. I could be missing something. We could have some kind of error. Obviously, if he doesn't correctly go from one to the next, if he repeats anything, then counting up will not be a smart way to do it. But I don't think he'll ever do that, based on the way that he goes to his closest spot, and he gets the address of that spot, like where it is in the list, and then he tries to go to the next one unless it's at the end, and then he goes to the beginning. So I think we're okay. Let's look at a variable that's like number of food spots visited. Oh god, that's so long. And you're just gonna be an integer, and we'll start you at 0. And see, how do we actually want to do this? The one thing I don't really have a solid grasp on is when to reset it. So like let's say Raticate goes through a few spots. He gets over here and he finds a berry. Do I reset it then? Or maybe I just kind of accept, like, short term. If he goes through a full loop and he isn't able to satisfy his hunger, He needs to eat, currently he needs to eat 5 berries. It's not a lot of berries. If he can't do that in a full loop, I think it's probably okay to be like, all right, then just go back to your den and eat your stash of food there. And so then what we could do is anytime that his hunger gets filled up, or when he goes back to his den, he'll fill his hunger up. So okay. So yeah, that's the rule. Anytime his hunger gets filled back up, we will reset his berry count. Anytime Raticate's hunger is fully restored. Reset the food locations visited. We'll just call it var. Fine. Okay, so then that makes sense. And we'll have to think about the best place to do that. Okay. And then is that everything we need? I think that's everything we need. Variable-wise. Raticate visits every location in array 3, then send him to his den. Yeah, I think we'll be good because, okay, so all we have to do is we add up the locations visited each time he hits one. That I'll have to figure out how to actually do. I think we can just add it into, there's a piece of code that's like, oh, did he get to the first spot? Okay, well then now we'll say the spot he wants to go is the next one. We'll just add it into there. Let's go do that first. That seems most sensible. I don't remember where it is. It is either, gotta look at Raticate. It might be in his behavior tree, or it might be in here. I think generally the behavior tree is telling the Raticate script to run things. So I think that means that most stuff will be in here. You can see on the side, the Raticate script has grown to be ungodly large. I might need to have 1 or 2 streams where I figure out how to break down everything Raticate does into components. So then that way, the Raticate script itself is small, but then he has attached to him multiple nodes that handle a bunch of these things. Should make it easier to grok. But okay, so let me just look for, it's array 3? Yeah, it's array 3. So let's look for array 3 in here. Okay, so this is where we set our target. Raticate needs to find the closest point on array 3. Right, and we start by guessing the first point and then checking to see if we're correct. Okay, so this is where he figures out his new target. And then this is what we need. If Raticate arrives at his destination, choose the next point from array 3. Okay. So right here is where we set our new target position. So then right here should be where we can iterate that variable, which I already don't remember the name of. It's like number of food locations. Okay, number of food spots. So we just need number and then it'll autofill for us. Okay, so we're just gonna add 1 to that. Okay, great. So now we're actively correctly tracking, in theory, the number of places that Raticate has visited. Okay. And so then what? Then we need to compare the size of array 3 to this value. And if that's the case, then we update where Raticate needs to go. We change his target position. I believe we're just gonna test this real quick. I believe it's just like size. We'll give you the size of an array. We're just gonna print it on the ready. Yep. Right. I also gave the character stamina and let them sprint. Forgot about that. Okay, great. So we did in fact print the size of the array, which is 6. Okay, that's perfect. That's what we need. So we're going to compare array 3 size to number of food spots visited. Okay. Let's go back to finding that spot. It is right here. Okay, so how do we actually do this? We need to change the structure of things. Essentially, we now need some code that supersedes all of this. And all of this happens, everything else should happen as like an else situation. Okay, not everything, just the part where he's choosing a new position. Okay, and I have set that up in a way that is kind of annoying. So we start off with like, if Raticate doesn't have like a target spot he's going to, well then choose the closest one in that array, and now that's his target spot. And then we take that spot and feed it into the navigation systems, right there. And then that's how the game knows to send him along to the new spot. But if there are objects in the way, he will naturally avoid them. But then what we actually want, like we still want that to happen. But then it's after that that we need to check. We need to check to see. Gonna make a note. Yep. Check to see if array 3 size is let's do it the other way. If they're not gonna autocomplete for me because this is a note. I'm just gonna copy paste. Okay, so we'll check to see if number of food spots visited is greater than or equal to the array size. It should always stop at equal to, but I don't know, some weird shit might happen. We can just use greater than or equal to. So if he's visited more places or the same number of places as the total size of the array, then that means he should have gone everywhere. And so then at this point we want to send him to his den. I'm just gonna put send to den. And then if that's not true, then we want to do all of this stuff that's currently happening where he keeps going to the next array. And so we could make this whole thing an else. We put another if statement up here that's going to be like, if he's been to too many places, send him to his den. And then we have an else. Think that'll be okay. Yeah, because we have one if up here that's like, if he doesn't have a target, do these things. But then this will be a situation where he does have a target because this section of the if gives him a target. So then we should be able to have an if and an else. Right? Raticate's going to come to the situation where he's hungry. He doesn't have a target. We give him one with this. If he does have a target, then we know to skip over this. And then we will check to see if... I guess I can just put this in right now. Why not? Then what we're going to do is in here, send to den. Ooh, and you know what? Yeah, actually, let's leave that as a note. That's probably good. we'll just reword this. Send Raticate to his den if he has searched too much. And then we want to move the other note, the else section. Okay. Yeah, that seems right. Okay, great. So then what we want to do, we're sending him to his den. All we want to do is we're going to just do the like nav set target position. You going to autofill for me? No. Rude. Okay, fine. And then... Oh. Okay, so what is the easiest way to do this? We could just have the XY coordinates of the den. But I want that to be... I want the game to be able to, in the future, have some kind of script that spawns new Raticates and has Raticates make new dens. So this can't just be something I'm manually setting for every single Raticate. We could potentially just make it a variable, like make den location a variable. But I think since he has a home, so he has a home that is called food. Nope. He has a home that's called home. Oh my god. All right. I think the sleep that I lost while being in so much abdominal pain that I couldn't fucking lay down, I think I'm just permanently fucked. I think at this point in my life, every time I miss sleep, it's just like I permanently get a little extra dumb. In addition to the extra dumb you get just from becoming old. Okay, so yeah, it's just his home. So we might be able to do something like home dot something. I'm stacking debuffs, yeah. Yeah, man. It feels not great, but like, you know, what am I gonna do? I still wanna do stuff. I still wanna play the new Elden Ring DLC at some point. Living for the Elden Ring DLC. Persevering for the Elden Ring DLC. So like, I don't know how we can do this. There's gotta be some way to essentially just be like, I just want like give me the XY position of the home the thing that is home. You know, Godot, I told you that it is a building, and you know what buildings are. You know that they are objects that have an XY coordinate. I don't necessarily think that's the way to do that. But like that's what I want. And so then that way in the future, if we reuse this code for any creature, anytime it looks for food and it goes through all of its locations it might look for food, it will then just go home. Why are you mad about everything else? There's an extra colon here. You put the colon after the thing, buddy. Okay, great. So we're not mad about that anymore. This might work. I'm not expecting it to, but this will be something we can test real quick. We can just run the game and have him run his little loop, and then like, whoop, he's gonna go home. And then I think maybe I'll move him. I already tested to make sure he will. If we like move him down to a different corner, he'll just go to the closest part of the loop and run the loop. But now we need to see, will he run the full loop? And essentially wherever he starts it, the step before, he should be like, oh, okay, I've been everywhere, so I'll go home now. So we should be able to see him go home from different points depending on where we start him. So we'll test that in just a moment once I figure out what dumb thing I've done here. Expected end of statement after expression. Found a colon instead. because this used to be an if, and it doesn't really work. Right. Okay. Okay. Yeah, no, I thought about this wrong because this is kind of a weird situation. I guess this should be an else if. Are you okay with that? Because this is... We only want him to change his position when he's close, when he's within essentially like a tile of a spot. Because there might be a physical object on the spot. A berry bush. It's possible. Or just some other object he can't run into. So if he gets right up to it, then it's like, okay, you're there. We'll tell the game, you're there. You made it. Choose the next spot and go on your way if you still haven't smelled anything. Expected conditional expression after else if. Okay, also, I put the colon, and I shouldn't have, and that's the problem. Oh my god. The way I feel like you use a colon in regular writing, mentally I would want to put it right after the if or after the else if. Like if, and then this thing I'm about to list. But no, you do if the thing I'm about to list, then what happens? Oh my god. Okay. This might work. Maybe. I feel like the game's just gonna crash. That's pretty much par for the course. Oh, it didn't. Okay. Okay, so we can zoom out and we'll just watch Raticate. Huh. That nav mesh really screws things up. He really does not understand where he can and can't go. Okay, so he's just going through all the spots. So what I want to do, first of all, I was trying to get a sprint system going. I can make the player sprint, but he either is always recovering stamina. When I try to make him only recover stamina when he's not sprinting, he just will no longer ever recover stamina. It's very interesting. Very weird problem. Probably, obviously, I did something dumb. But I was fucking with that while not feeling great. Okay, so we're going to get rid of the constant printing of recovering stamina. And then... what I want to do... Guess I should look back through this. I think maybe the way that I'm designating a target point and then updating that target point might be a problem. Let's see. Okay. So our goal for finding food is to get a target prop. And if we have no target prop, then we're going to do all the things. And I guess I probably should have a final line. We can get rid of that note. It's just like else pass. Right. Like Raticate should only be in here. I believe the behavior tree will only call this tree. We'll only call this function to happen if we don't have a target prop. But just in case something weird happens, I feel like we should be thoughtful and have an else situation where it's like, just don't do anything. Just if you have a target prop, then you don't need to do anything. The whole purpose of this is finding your target prop, which is the food source. Target prop is your food source. Okay. So then we also have a target point, which I guess I defined up top. So if we don't have a target point, then we choose. Well, at this point, he's choosing. He's choosing the first item in the array. I thought the whole goal was that I was sending him toward the closest one. Oh, nope. I literally made a note. We assume the first one is closest, just to give us a starting point for this for loop. And then the for loop goes through and checks everything. It checks like, okay, what is the distance to every point? And it just keeps updating with like, oh, I found a closer one, found a closer one, found a closer one. Okay. And we tested that by printing the target point. And he probably still did that. You know what? I'm not scrolling up past all this stamina stuff. But we tested the fact that he would print out the distance, or he would print out the point, and he would get closer and closer each time he printed a new target point. So I don't think I need to do that anymore. So then once we run through the for loop of everything, then we decide, okay, that whatever is our target point now, that's got to be where we go, because that is in fact the closest point in our list of points we might go to. Okay. And then I was printing that to test that. I think I still want to print that. I think that makes sense. Okay, and then we're updating Raticate's position with the move toward function. And that's not part of the if statement. So I think that's okay. Right, like because the only reason he would be doing that is if we'd given him a target to go to, and we want him to go to that target. So like that should be okay.
Hello there.
Hey, Crazy Pants. Okay, so I don't know if this is the best spot logically to have this, but I think it works fine there. It's not part of the if statement. Ooh, it is part of the if target prop is null, but that's fine, right? That's this whole fucking function should only be going if that's the case. So that's fine. Great. Okay. So we're always moving Raticate toward his target position. Is there a chance? I guess one thing to worry about would be potentially, could he end up not having a target position? I don't think so. No matter what he will. This will no matter what choose something. And so then fine, moving him toward a target position should never be a problem. If something happened and that array ended up empty of his target positions, then he might not be able to choose anything. But actually, then that would probably cause the game to crash because of this, not because of this. So if this doesn't crash, then this shouldn't crash. So, okay, fine. Fine. Okay, so I need to make sure that number of food spots visited is changing correctly. So we're just going to print that. Maybe just add like spots visited at the beginning of it. And then I feel like I need to label these better. So yeah, we're going to call this target point. And well, this nav target, because this is actually different than this. We turn a target point into a nav target. And then let's make sure that that makes sense. But actually, yeah, I feel like what I want to do is I want to print the nav target again, but down here. I don't really care what the target point is. What I care is that I'm using the target point to set a nav target position. And also, wait, shouldn't that... Shouldn't it be that nav target position equals target point? Oh my god, did I do that backwards? I'd have done that backwards. Okay. First things first, let's check to see if our number of food spots visited is going up. And then maybe I need to flip something. I may have done x equals y instead of y equals x. Okay, spots visited 1. Spots visited 2. 3. Okay, so it is counting up. Okay. Right, you're supposed to do nav set target position, and then you put the point inside of it. Okay. Okay, so then why bother updating this? Do I even actually need to do that? This is doing what I want. I'm just gonna comment you out real quick. No, okay, I guess the idea is that I'm purposely updating my target point after I set it. After I set the spot that Raticate's actually going to. Then just for the sake of having an accurate variable where I could at any time ask, like, hey, where's Raticate going? I'm updating target point to be equal to nav target position. Okay, that makes sense. Okay. So then that's not a problem. We're correctly increasing the number of spots we visited. So then I think what I should do, just as a quick check, is I want to print the home dot position. Because even though Godot is not mad at me about this, I feel like this couldn't possibly be right. So let's just let's do it in the ready function. And we're just going to print home position. And let's make sure when we go over to the world, it's an on-ready, or it's an exported variable, so we can like adjust it between each different Raticate can have a different den, and then also we can adjust it here if we need to. Okay, so it is in fact selected, so he does have a den. So hopefully this doesn't cause any kind of crash or something. We'll launch it, and then we're going to close it. Okay. Okay, so we do actually have the position of it. Let's just double check, just because I'm paranoid. 240 negative 128. Is that Raticate? Move out of the way. Is that where you are? If we just like do that. Well, that's interesting. The den's actually at negative 136. Oh. Okay, you know what? Hold on. Let's make sure we're printing multiple things. I should label what I'm printing. I labeled these, but not this. Let's do that. Go into script. Home position. Okay. Let's try that. Now it's correct. Right, this was at 136. Why can I not see the actual individual changes? Dang it. Weird. Usually if you... There we go. Okay. Right, because it has snapping. So you're going to move it by 8 pixels when you move it. Okay. Okay. So I looked at the wrong number. I looked at the number when I had moved it, not when I had moved it right back to where it was. Okay. Okay. So great. We're fine. We do actually have the value. It worked like I thought, which that never happens. Okay. Okay. So then this should work. We should be able to send Raticate off. Oh, no. Okay. This should have been obvious to me based on the discussion I was just having with myself. The problem is... Oh, no, okay. Actually, I did use the nav set target position to home position. Okay, so then something must be wrong with this logic. Let's do that same print in here. And I also want to print like home. The new nav target is home. And you know what? Yeah, we're already printing spots visited, so yeah, let's just let it run. There's probably something wrong with the logic of the way that things are being triggered. But once we confirm we can get up to 6 spots visited. God, it infuriates me that he walks backwards without his sprite doesn't shift. He's set up like exactly like the player. I don't know why there's a problem. I have looked at it like 5 times. It's infuriating. Come on, get to the 6th spot. Okay. He didn't count as going to that 6th spot. He definitely went to it, but then he like bounced off of it. And now he is going home. That's very weird. Okay, I gotta watch that again. Let's zoom out. What's your fucking deal, Raticate? Okay, so that's him hitting the 1st spot, 2nd spot, 3rd spot. It was the first one was like down here. Okay, so it's just that weird problem with the nav mesh. All right. Okay, so this mostly works. I need to fix the nav mesh. The problem with the nav mesh seems to be from the fact that I auto-generated the navigation area. It's kind of wonky. But none of its limitations explain to me why Raticate thinks there's some weird, there's just some weird problem in here. He can't go here, even though none of these objects have collision, so he shouldn't even care about them existing. And no idea why he just like won't go in here. Very weird. Very fucking weird. Oh, and then also when he needs to go to the right, he thinks like, oh, I need to go all the way over here and then come back and then I can go right. It's so weird. It's so fucking weird. So I just need to manually draw it in. And like, I don't want to do that because it's a giant pain in the ass. I'll do it at some point. When there's less new things to actually learn and figure out, Okay, so So we have that part done. He'll go to his den. I do need to hide him. When he goes to his den, he needs to be hidden. It's like, it's like he went in there. Eventually, the idea would be to play a cute little animation. Like, I don't know, he like jumps and like you see his little butt like wiggle as he digs his way inside or something. But I'm not going through that effort with Raticate because I can't use Raticate in my game. We'll do it with whatever symbiotes I make to replace Raticate. And I don't know if that happens in the Raticate script. We would just be hiding him. Okay, so it doesn't happen in the Raticate script. Okay. So I believe where it normally happens is in his fatigue sequence. It's like, hey, are you on your den? Go disappear, and then now you're resting. So how would we want to handle hiding Raticate in this case? The idea is that he is eating. So I think at that point we kind of want to consider that he found food. So actually, I think what we want to do is just instead of setting him a nav target for home, I think all we need to do here is give him a target prop. And then same thing with while he's running around, there should be a separate function. I guess I haven't even written the... Oh, yeah, I have. Okay. So while he's running around, he's constantly sniffing for food. And the goal of him sniffing for food is to find a target prop. So if that fails to find a target prop, then in here, instead of telling him to go home, we're going to set a target prop. And I guess we would just set it to home. Is that fine? Ooh. Right, because I've said that these are props specifically, and his den is a building, and that functions differently. Ooh. Okay, that could be a problem. No, it is a problem. It's absolutely right at this moment, it's a problem. So we could either reconsider considering dens to be buildings. The initial reason that I had considered dens to be buildings was the idea that the symbiote goes inside of them. But I don't think that functionality is in a place where it really makes it integral. I don't think it's actually that important that we call it a building. Ooh. Okay, how do I handle this? So we would have to change this to prop. Then we would have to go over to the nest script and be like, okay, you're actually a prop. And I think that would be okay. The only hesitance I have is the idea with props in general is that they were going to have collision. And then potentially some props are movable. Some props are not. Some props are destroyable. Some props are not. So I feel like we could kind of just add on to that. Some props will have no collision. That could be fine. Oh, dang it. I'm wearing new glasses. And I like the thin metal frames because they're lightweight. But the headset is squishing it into the side of my head, and it feels not great. It's too thin for its own good. All right, let's try this. So we have a backup, so should be okay. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna change this to prop, but then what we also need to do is go find the Raticate Den. Well, you like don't even have a script? Raticate Den? Rattata-Den? How do you... Where did I designate that you're a freaking building then? Oh, shit. Also, that's gonna mess with him searching for going home if he finds like a target building. Shit. Okay, hold on. Is there a way I could handle this without doing that? I think the way I have it set up, no. When he's tired, all of the code is like, you're dealing with buildings. Here, this thing's a target building. He's got a building that is his home. Homes are buildings. Send him to a building. And then the food situation is find a prop. So we could either have like an invisible accompanying prop that sits underneath a den. And that is probably a wasteful way to do this, but might be the quickest solution. So like what we could do is, let's try this. So we could take the Rattata-Den and we could just add to it some kind of component that we call a prop. And it would have to be the same. It would essentially have to be a static body. Let's see if this works. This is maybe janky, but this might work. So we're going to add a static body to the Rattata-Den. I'm going to name this like, I don't know, like den prop. Let's be... Okay. And what are you mad about? It has no shape, so it can't collide or interact with other objects. Well, that actually is what I want. Now, can you have... I guess the problem with that would be you can have a position? Okay, you could still have you have a position. That's all I need from you. Okay, cool. Yeah. Okay. And then I am still totally confused as to how I have designated Rattata-Den to be a building without actually giving it a script that says like, hey, here's what you are, you're a building. Did I like define it in some other script? Is that even possible? I gave it a script out here. Oh, that seems like poor form. You don't have a script in here. You have a script attached to you in the level. Oh. Oh, Lord. Okay. I might destroy everything, but I feel like this should be okay. I'm going to detach it from here. And then we're going to go here and we're going to attach it here because like it should be here at the scene level. So then if I ever put this scene anywhere else, it already has that script attached to it. Let's find you. Where is that dumb script? It did specifically say the address. We're in scenes, so it's probably in scripts. NPC scripts. No, no. I put it in the props folder. That's bad form. No. So we're gonna move that motherfucker. We need a buildings. Need a buildings folder. We'll definitely need a buildings folder in the future for other reasons. I don't know why I didn't see that. Conceptually, it's pretty obvious. All right, you know what? Yeah, we'll just open it in the actual file manager. No, it gets mad if you do that. Everybody's like, don't do that. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna back out of here. We're not gonna do this yet. So we're gonna come in to the file manager thing within the game engine, and then we find you. You're not miscellaneous. You're not NPC. You are props, but like not actually. And we're gonna put you. Nope, don't move it like that. Move/duplicate to. Okay, there we go. That's how you're supposed to do it. And then we put you into buildings, scripts, buildings. This is a script for a building. Yep. Okay. Move it on over. And then as is tradition, Godot might crash. Okay, great. We're all right. Wonderful. I had a stream where I just reorganized everything and seemingly randomly moving certain things would make Godot crash and other things wouldn't. Some things I was really like, oh my god, okay, this script is like attached to multiple things. If I move you, just like those other scripts, you're gonna make Godot crash, right? And no, wrong, fucking wrong. All right. You are a script. You are a building. Okay. Great. Are we cool with that? So if I go over here, like now you don't have a script attached to you. That is interesting. Shit, Radicate, did I only have a script attached to you on the node level, not as an actual scene? No, it is. No, that's the Rattata, not Radicate. Huh. The same script. I can get to the same script either from Radicate right here. This is Radicate where we're looking at him as an individual scene where he has all of his nodes visible. Or when we go to our level, our world, and try to look at Radicate, he doesn't have all of his scenes visible. He has a navigation region, which is that way specifically, I believe, so we can easily repurpose it for other creatures that are in this scene. But he has the same script icon attached in both spots. Maybe let's reload. Yeah, save and close. That's fine. It's really annoying. There are some things that will get fixed by reloading, and I don't know Godot well enough to know what those things are. That was one of those things. Okay. All right. Look at us figuring things out. Okay, so now back to the problem, which is we need a corresponding prop for Radicate. So how are we going to do this? I'll probably essentially send him to like a variable called home prop, and we will just we'll just have a variable called home prop, and that's going to be a prop, and it's going to equal, and then we'll actually, I guess, figure out how to actually set it as what I want. I could make it an exportable one. Sure. Oh, maybe not. Okay, let's do the thing I know I have to do, and then we'll figure out how to do that. So what I want to do with the den prop is give it its own script. I have no idea if this will work. It might fucking work. I hope it works. So we're gonna give you a script, and what did I do? I just made you class name building. So I think what we could do... is, yeah, we would have to extend prop. We've defined prop somewhere, and then what we want to do is extend prop for the props. Okay, yeah, sure. Let's see if that works. I realized based on this structure, I probably should not be defining prop in the berry bush. I should not be making the berry bush code the prop code. I should have a different class, a different node that is just the prop. And if I ever want to change things for all props, I do stuff in there. And then this berry bush should also extend prop. I think for now that's a minor incongruity that I can fix in the future. So then what I actually need to do is just say that you extend prop. And then like that's okay. And then when we go to the world, no. First, I need to go to Eradicate. I need to go to his script, and we need to make this an exportable variable that is his home prop. And then we should be able to... Oh, interesting. I reloaded, and I now have to reassign everything? That's annoying, bro. Okay, Eradicate. Well, your home is your den. Your food for now is bush 1. Although we're getting away from needing that. Essentially, these are all just like crutches to make sure things work. And then eventually the idea is that we don't need these individual assignments. The code all does everything on its own. Okay, so I can't select as a home prop the node that I added to the Rattata den. Shit, okay, actually, and no, target building needs to remain empty. So, then clearly that means that if I attached a node from this scene onto the den, it would work, but I don't want to do that way. Okay, so you're not helpful because you are part of the Rattata den scene. But what I need you to be is I need you to be a node that's in the world scene, not a node that's in the Rattata den scene. And that seems like that would complicate things. Because then if I ever spawned any den I spawn, I would also be spawning an extra node that just like hangs out in the world along with it. I guess I could do that. I think it's probably better to just try and fix the code. Okay. All right. Fine. So we just want to delete you. Yup. Okay, so how do we fix what is currently the problem? First of all, what is the problem? The problem is that Radicate's home is a building and his food is a prop. So I think potentially it makes the most sense to say actually your home is a prop. So, okay, fine. Let's do that. So your home is now a prop, which means we need to go to Rattata den and we need to extend prop. Extends. No? Oh, because I'm extending static body 2D. Yeah. Props are static body 2D, so extending just prop gets us there in the long run. Okay. Great. Okay, so now we know that Rattata den is a prop. And We want the home to be a prop. So let's go to the world. It's an exported variable. Let's see if we can deal with that. Eradicate. Your... What the fuck? Where is your info, bro? Where are your exportable variables, my guy? Okay, you know what? Let's change these two. Maybe I can't see the exportable variables while there's an error with them. Okay. So now we're telling the game that the code that his home is a prop, and if he's ever looking for a target building or a current building, those are just props. We have to actually go change the code that does that, though. But now, I do not know why I can't see Eradicate's these. I need to be able to see these, but out here. Eradicate. Okay, no. Oh. Very weird. Okay, well, there is still a fucking error. Where is that error? Yeah, okay, all right. Yeah. Yeah. Let's go through each of these. Okay, was that the final error in the Eradicate script about buildings? But we are going to have errors in the fatigue, the 3 scripts for Eradicate dealing with his fatigue. Oh no, it's 5. It's 5 because there's the part where he's like, am I fatigued? There shouldn't be a problem here. Okay, so the first 3 should be fine. It's going to be in these 3. Okay, so it's actually 6, but the first 3 are fine. Potentially the later 3. Okay, can I see my exportable variables? Okay, so that was the problem. There were errors, so it was like you can't fuck with these while there's a problem, bro. Okay, so then we don't need a home prop anymore because homes are props. Okay, so let's delete that. We don't need a home prop. Great. Wonderful. And then for now, we can just fix this by just being like, the target prop is home. And now that's fine. And so then potentially the code will run now because Eradicate is not getting fatigued. So none of this will trigger. Well, you know, probably a good idea to figure this out and fix it while we're in the mindset of what exactly is broken. Rather than in like a week or 2 when I go to test everything all together functioning, his fatigue, his hunger, and his thirst activities, and then the first one would be broken, and that would suck. Cat Cam 2? No, wrong Cat Cam. Hold on, we got Greg being a cutie. It's the original Cat Cam? Oof. Greg is a little terror, and she constantly fucking bumps things, but like, look at her. She's so cute. She's such an adorable little creature. She sleeps upside down. I don't get it. Fucking weird. I would think you would sleep right side up just so you're ready to spring into action. If there was danger, she'd have to flip over. Grungus, yes, Grungus indeed. Well, actually, you know, let me just have her. Nope. I switched which cam was the cam label wise. I can't get it straight here. She can just live down in the corner. We can't see my file structure, but that's okay. Grego is better than any file structure. Let's just like crop her a little bit. Expand her a little bit. Okay. All right, cool. Okay. So buildings are the problem. We can still run actor target building, but then let's go back and look. I believe I fixed target building.
Hello.
Hey, TKJ. How's it going, dude? Where is target building? Wait, do I not just... Now, hold on. Hold on. Oh no, okay, this is not the function. I'm saying set this variable equal to this thing. Okay. Okay. And then we're getting a position of target building. And that should be fine because now it's a prop, but props still have positions. Okay, so actually a bunch of this should still work. As long as we're not calling anything that specifically has to be a building, we're just running these functions and I changed the functions to have props instead of buildings. I think we're good. You're doing good? All right. That's good. Ugh, this ugly timer page. Oh my God. Okay, it's on the list of things to fix. Why is making clickbait thumbnails fun in your opinion? Well, that's your opinion. I don't know. You tell me. Why is making clickbait thumbnails fun? Okay, so actually, I think we're okay. I think we're good. I'll find out when it crashes and burns when I try to actually run everything. Randomly choosing whether he's tired or hungry or thirsty. Well, maybe it'll crash and burn when he gets tired. You have more fun making regular ones than clickbait? Wait, you have more fun making clickbait ones than regular ones. Well, yeah, that's what it sounds like, but it's your opinion. I can't know why you think a thing unless you figure it out yourself and tell me. I'm not like a behavioral analyst or something. I don't know. Okay, so we're going to assume we have fixed the prop situation. And so now we get a target. We get a target prop after Raticate has gone through all of his situation. After he's gone to each spot he might look for food, and then he finds no food. Now he has a target. And so then we should be able to go look at the food situation. And so this is the part of the behavior tree where he checks to see, am I at my best food source? First we have, if there is no target prop. Oh no, if there is, right. If it is not null, then we're going to do some things. So we need to add something in here that's essentially like somewhere, either in this script or the next one, the idea that like if the target prop you're going to is your home, you don't want to just go up to it. You want to go on top of it and then disappear inside of it. It's adjacent to making meme stuff. Yeah, I get that. Generally, clickbait thumbnails are like silly and extreme and strange, purposefully to be like attention grabbing. So yeah, I get that. To me, it feels too much like, I don't know, like you're lying or you're like trying too hard to sell your thing. I feel like I will never make clickbait thumbnails. My thumbnails will be a picture from the video. Maybe like an edited image from the video, like some part zoomed in or something, but that would be the most I would ever do. I want the video to stand on its own merits if I ever make edited content. For now, I just post these streams on the internet, and I don't think clickbait thumbnails would help people watch those. So what actually happens here? If we have a target prop, then we check to see if we're close to it. If we're close to it, then we say like that's currently where we are. And then we're good. Because this is just checking to see if we're there. If we're not close to it, then we print like, hey, we failed, we're not close to it, and we need to go to it. So, okay, so this might not need to change. It's okay if we're like a tile away, a full tile away, and we say like, hey, we've arrived at our den. But then we still need to actually get fully inside of it, for sure. You think you're making less clickbait thumbnails, but more meme thumbnails. Yeah, that seems fine. Have fun with it, you know? Okay, so... So here we're setting a target prop based on get best food. Is that still what we're doing? Is that still what I want? This is the find food function. Right, so this we have to change. So we no longer have a get best food function. We have a find food function. And should it always return a prop? I feel like no, the find food function runs if we don't have a prop as our target. But yeah, I feel like the goal should be to always find one, right? Okay, so this is if we don't have a target point. We get a target point. That sends Raticate on his way. Right, so actually what we've changed is sniffing for food is how he's going to find his actual target. Okay, so I have to think about this. So now we've changed things. We used to just have a best food location he automatically went to, but now Raticate sniffs to find a target food source, and searches to move while sniffing. So now we've changed the structure of this, so I have to change the structure of the behavior tree. Crazy pants, you want me to close windows? All right, okay. It still feels nice in here, but all right. Uno momento. Sorry, Greg. Greg hates it when I close the windows, even if she's not using them. She's like, "What the fuck, bro? My smell zones. My smell zones." Oh my god, her breath is terrible. Little street cat has rancid breath. Okay, so how does this structure change things now? So this will still be the same. Checking to see if you're at the thing is the same. You're either at it or you're not. What's going to change is how you get there. Because now it's not just like check to see if I'm there, and if not, go there. It's check to see if I'm there. If not, then then is there even a place that I could go? Shoot. Yeah, okay. So then actually we need an else in here that will just return failure. Because we not only need to be able to check to see if we're at a place, and if we're not at it, fail. We also need to check, like, if there's no place, if we have no place in mind, if we have no food target we're going to, then we also need it to fail. Because failing is the way that we get to the next part of the behavior tree where we go seek out food. And so now we're not just... Oh my god, it's so hard to word this. It's like we used to just have a bush that Raticate always went to. And he would just ask himself, am I at that bush? No? Okay, well, I'm hungry. I'm going to go to that bush. Thank you. Send me to that bush, game engine. But now it's like... do I have anywhere I want to go? No. Okay, I need to find somewhere. Or do I have a place I want to go, but I'm not there? Okay, then I need to find somewhere. I need to move there. So now the going to best food source is actually trying to do two things. And actually, no, it's not, because I had to add a different... there's another script. And it happens before the food selector. Let's make sure. Miro, I don't actually need you to have the lore board open right now. That's tomorrow. What I need is the behavior tree board. Thanks, buddy. Okay. Oh. Ad block. I think I would have donated money to Adblock at this point if they didn't ask for it in the most annoying way. Oh, you're in the middle of something? You just opened a new tab? Here, let me open another new tab and like shove my bullshit in your face. Fuck. Okay, so we added in finding best food source, and it comes before checking to see if you're there and then going to that food source. Okay. Okay, that makes sense. So great. I almost made some mistakes. So... Okay. So how do we want to do this? Obviously, we need to be sniffing and checking to see if we found a berry. So that's absolutely what this is. Okay, great. So then this is perfect for now. We just need to tweak it a little bit. Right now, this part of the behavior tree is telling Raticate, like, bro, keep sniffing for food. Until we have a max value in array 2 that is greater than 0. And I don't know if this will make the game crash if we try to check to see if an empty array is greater than 0, has a value greater than 0. I would hope that it would just be like, no, it doesn't. It has no values, so of course none of them are greater than 0. Which is not so helpful, but it also doesn't make the game crash, and like I'm okay with that. If not, we'll just have to put in an extra thing here that's like, if array 2 is not empty, then do this check. Okay, so that is how we succeed for now, but we need to change it because we can actually succeed in a different way. If Raticate runs the find food thing for so long that he then decides that I need a target prop. Oh, nice. That actually does this already. If we have a target prop, then it's just like we're done. And then if we don't have a target prop, we run sniff for food. And then... Actually, okay, so I think this should be tweaked. I think what should happen is we don't say we succeeded if we found a berry. We just keep repeating this, and in the code, if we find in the sniff for food function, if we find a berry, we just now have a target prop. Okay. I think that makes sense, right? Because if we're running, we're repeating this over and over. So we're constantly checking, like, do we have a target prop? Okay, no? Well, then we need to keep sniffing. Right, but then, okay, hold on. No. It's more complicated than that because we need to trigger him to go find food. So... Okay, so what is supposed to happen? Raticate is supposed to sniff, and ideally he finds something. And that would set the target prop to something. So then we would no longer be in this else situation. We would be down here and we'd be like, hey, we're done finding a food source. We found one. Cool. Let's move on to going toward it. Worrying about whether we're at it and going toward it. Alternatively, we sniff and we don't find anything, and that's what won't work right here. So, do I actually need... Hold on. How... We do need to use this argument, I think. But how? So if you sniff for food, but you don't find anything. So... Oh my god, how do I fucking organize this? If you sniff for food and don't find anything, then you need to run actor find food. So... Okay, let's comment this out. So right now, if we don't have a target, then we sniff for food. And then... we need to be able to find a target and have it... return success. So... I guess that does mean we do just specifically need this in here. And I think we can just do running. Okay. Greg getting extra stinky over there? Yeah. Look, it's just temporary stink, you know? The saliva, as far as we can tell, is like a 2 out of 10 stinky. Whoa, Greg, all right. The breath is like an 8 out of 10 stinky. So if her body is somewhere between like a 2 and an 8, it could potentially be worth the cleaning, you know? Also, even though she's stinky, she's silky smooth. She's lovely and soft. So do we put the else in here? Because we definitely need to run find food, even when... Yeah, I feel like I just indented the else wrong. Because what we want to do... Let's just run through this. We don't have a food target. We get a hungry Raticate. He doesn't have a target. He doesn't have. He's like, where am I getting food? So then he sniffs. He checks for food. If this thing happens, that means he found food. And sniff for food will have designated a target. So then we can return running, which will repeat this from the start, and this will not trigger because now we've restarted, but we have a target. So we jump down to the bottom. Where is like, hey, do we have a target? Okay, we win. Good job. Succeed. Great. Okay. So I need to make sure that sniff for food will give me a target. And then I also need to make sure that find food can return a target. And so if we we go back to following it. We don't have food yet. We sniff for food. We did not find food. So then we trigger the else where we go find food. If you didn't find food, you need to go find food. Okay, seems perfectly reasonable. All right. And as long as we continually repeat this, we're constantly sniffing. And then if we don't find anything, then we walk around more. We search more. And so then this should mean that the moment we find something, then we will move on to the next few parts of the script. Okay. Okay, so let's go back to Eradicate and make sure that sniff for food and find food can result in targets. Target props. Okay. We have a note at some point. Eradicate needs to do some garbage cleaning. For now, that's not important. Okay, so this is where we make array 0, which are the overlapping areas. We find the areas from the berry bush. Then we build array 1, which are the actual objects, the actual bushes. Array 1 is our bushes. We could, honestly, we could skip this. We could just make array 0 be the parents of each of these. We could just construct it in one thing, but this is so much easier to understand visually for me. Okay, so now we have array 1, which are all of the object IDs. That's the good shit. That's the shit we need. Then we're also making array 2, which are the number of berries on those bushes from array 1. And then what we care about is if there is a berry, then that means array 2 max is greater than 0. Great. Right, and then we find the maximum value. We not only check, hey, is the max greater than 0? Great, okay, then give me that maximum value and give me the address of that value. So the max value could be like 4, and it could be the 5th one in the list, and that's what we care about, that it's the 5th one in the list, because then we say, okay, let's look back at the first array and give me the 5th one in that list, because that's the berry bush that's got the 5 berries. Okay. So sniffing will result in us getting a target prop. In the right situation. And then if not, if we don't find a target by sniffing, then Radicate's going to start moving around. And he should keep sniffing? Will he keep sniffing while he moves around? Let's make sure of that. Because then I was already checking this and we should get a target prop in here, but only if we exhaust searching in all of our locations. So great. Yeah, so no matter what we sniff, and then if we don't find anything, we run find food. And that's perfect. So you're going to keep sniffing and keep looking for food. Hey, M6. How you doing, dude? I think we got that working right. You're good? Sweet. How am I? I'm doing all right. I had to miss a week of streaming because I either have a hernia or an ulcer that makes it hard to sit up straight. But I chilled out on the couch in a weird crumpled position that was comfortable and took it easy. Now I'm hopefully functional enough to stream again. You love the cat cam? Sweet. She's a little bit in the way, but for right now, I think it's okay. Ooh, we could maybe get the angle a little better. There we go. Now you can see the top of her head. Hope I'm resting. Yeah, I'm trying to take it easy. I'm avoiding eating or drinking anything that triggers the problem. It's frustrating, though. It's basically like all the fun things, don't do that. Alcohol, no. Fatty foods, probably not. Any carbonated beverage, nope. Which is, it's brutal. I drink kombucha, or at least I used to. It fucking sucks. Now I just have sad, boring water. And probably will be that way for like 8 weeks, at least. That is how long they can take to heal. So I'm gonna, if it's an ulcer, I'm just gonna take it easy like that. If it doesn't go away, then it could be that it's being, it is a hernia that is making these symptoms that are similar to an ulcer. You don't know what you do without kombucha and lemonade? Yeah, I'd like, you'd figure it out once it makes you feel like garbage, but it really sucks. It's like parts of my brain are fighting other parts of my brain. It's fucking brutal. Anyway, let's keep fucking figuring out Raticate's food situation. So, at this point, we should have a target prop, right? Because that's the whole goal for finding the food source is like, if we don't have a prop, then we got to do some stuff. If we do have a prop, then we're good. And we go on to the next part. And I guess out of an abundance of caution, this next part has that same check. Like, hey, do we actually have a prop? Okay, if we do, then let's do some logic. We check to see if we're close to it. If we're close to it, we say like, hey, okay, that's our current spot. We're currently at that prop. And then that has to be that way so we can let Raticate know, like, hey, can you start taking berries from that berry bush? Okay. So then that should be fine. Because then if we are not close to that thing, then we fail. And then we run set navigation target prop. So I'm assuming, well, I could probably just control click to go to that. Actually, wait, let's test that. Can I? Not you. Was it you? Yeah, can I just like control click you? No. Ah, that would have been so cool. Okay. All right. Just look at that beautiful croissant. Is that a term for a cat? Is that, I don't know. I guess Raticate's seeking food. Although he seeks berries, not croissants. It would be cute to have a creature. Ooh, shit. Okay, that's something I haven't thought about. In the areas where villagers at the edge of a village, if someone was making food, would the symbiotes steal it? Not specifically, but yes, the cat lays in a beautiful croissant shape. Okay, all right, cool. Great. Sometimes, look, socially deficient over here. So sometimes people say things that I'm like, what does that mean? It could just mean this, but am I completely not getting it? Maybe means I shouldn't stream, but you know, like if I don't stream, I'm not gonna make a game. So this is how I guilt trip myself into making a game, I guess. Okay, so the set navigation function, I don't even think actually needs to be a function, but it is, and we're just setting our target prop position. Okay, great. There's a Me Without You song called The Fox, the Crow, and the Cookie. Okay, all right, Teamworm. Make it relevant. It's a very cute name for a song. Okay, okay. So I think we've vetted 4 out of 6. We're on to 5 out of 6. They try to steal food from a guy that makes desserts. Cute. I feel like I need to work that into my game now. That sounds very fun. And like, I don't know how far it should go, but the idea of a symbiote that would like especially something like Eradicate. Like, sure, he'll eat some berries, but if he lives right next to a town and there's like a baker on the edge of town, like making cookies or pie or bread, and he leaves the bread out to cool, like, bro, you're fucked. Eradicate's gonna eat all your bread. Shit. I don't think I would have them go so far as to like get into combat with the baker, but definitely some silly shenanigans where you could watch Eradicate steal some bread would be fun. Can ignore you while you ooh and ah over my feline family. For sure. For sure. Feel free to. That's what she's here for. Okay, so how do we tweak this? We don't actually have to do this anymore. We already have our target prop set when we come in here. So I think we just completely get rid of this. We don't have to worry about setting the target prop. We have it. Hopefully. Things have gone terribly wrong if we don't. Hold on, let me double check the conditions here. This is a selector. So if we're at our best food source, we succeed. And if not, then we fail. Yep, that's perfect. Because if you're not there, then you need to go to there. If you are there, you don't need to go to there. Works out. Makes sense. Imagine that battle you'd pay to watch. Yeah, it's really hard deciding. Like, I want all these little things in the game that surprise the player, that make the world feel like silly and cute and alive in like fun little strange ways. But then deciding how far to take them is always like hard. Like, do I like actually animating like the turn-based battle? I want the game to work like Baldur's Gate, where if you get close to a battle, you'll get pulled into it. Whether or not the enemies are... Neither side could be against you, but if you get too close to a battle, it goes into turn-based mode in case you want to take sides and fight on behalf of one side or the other. It would be strange to have them be having a turn-based battle while you're walking around in real time. Doesn't work. The way that Baldur's Gate does it makes perfect sense. I want to do that, but then now I'm thinking like it would be crazy to have the baker like actually fighting the Raticate. I guess if I had Raticate only run, if I programmed Raticate to run and not fight, it could work. Because then the battle would only last a certain amount of time. Like the baker would like smack Raticate, and Raticate would lose some health and run away a little more. And then the baker would chase Raticate only as far as he was willing to, and then give up. Because you already like, what are you gonna do? You lost your bread, man. Are you gonna chase the Raticate out into the wild and kill him? Like, no, you got bread to bake, fucker. Go back to baking your bread, and maybe this time like, don't leave it out where Raticate can get it. It's your own damn fault. So yeah, maybe something like that we could do. That could be fun. Okay, so we have the same function in here as we did in the previous area. That's basically like we're just checking to see like, did we get close to our target? And if we did, then we say we're here. And then once we're here, we can eat. And I think again, we have to change more because we don't have the... Ooh, we do still have the is at best food command, but I think we need to not use this anymore. This checks to see, are we currently at the thing that we consider our food? Okay. So I think we can still use this. We just have to think about the situation. But right now, we designate what Raticate's food target is. And that's not what we want to do anymore. What we want to do is have a target prop. So I think all we have to do... Shit. All we'd have to do is that, but I don't know if we actually need this to be a fucking function. I think we can just do this in the behavior tree. Oh, Team Worm, that song is based on an Aesop's Fable? I have read like all of Aesop's Fables. The fox tries and fails, and the crow uses the distraction to swoop in. Nice. It's very crow-like. Yeah, I think we don't want this to be an actual function. We just want to actually check. If the current prop is the target, then we're there. We need a colon. You always need a colon. The battle starts and the Ratty runs Subway Surfer style while the angry baker follows through the forest. Yeah, pretty much. I have to decide whether that would be annoying for the player. Like, would the player be annoyed if they were walking around exploring and they get pulled into combat? And they're like, what the fuck? Like, what's going on? And then they realize, like, oh, there's just a rat holding some bread running from the baker. I would hope they would find it funny, but they might, if it happened too many times, I feel like they would get annoyed. And then that leads to a weird situation. I guess this is good to have a thought experiment about, like, what do I do if there's combat going on and I guess the player decides, like, I don't care about this fight and I'm not involved in it. There's no hostile parties to me personally. Maybe I would just give them the ability to go back into real-time mode and then the fight will just play out next to them. The main reason you would pull them into turn-based mode is if they care about the fight, like, let's say, like, some bandits are trying to kill an important character that they don't want to die, you want to put them in turn-based mode so then they get to they can let combat unfold tactically and think about their choices, rather than if you don't immediately pull them into combat, they get to watch the person they don't want to die get attacked over and over again while they're trying to figure out, like, how to set up their attack to start the fight to pull themselves into the turn-based mode. So it definitely makes sense to pull the player into turn-based mode, but then I need to figure out a fun middle ground for those kinds of situations where the player doesn't care. 'Cause then it wouldn't be that bad if the player could just hold a button and exit turn-based mode and then watch the baker try to beat the rat to death as it runs away with his ill-gotten gains. Shit. Oh my god, that sounds so fun. Oh shit. Okay. All right. Back to what we're doing. Okay. So if we're close to our target, then our current target... No, if we're close to our target, then our current prop becomes our target. And then if our current prop is our target, then it's like, hey, we've arrived. Okay. Now... Right, and then otherwise we keep moving toward that thing. And we're going to keep repeating until we actually get to our target. That makes sense. Now the problem is we need an extra... like rule. And I guess maybe it goes in the next one. The extra rule specifically is that if Raticate is going toward his den, then he needs to go inside of it, which just means we hide him. So I guess that would make sense for it to be part of the eat action. Okay. And so what we are doing in here is this very annoying situation where we have a timer. Timer 1 makes Raticate, every time it runs out, Raticate gets a little hungrier, a little more tired, a little more thirsty. I was trying to make this a global timer, and I'll have to go back to doing that. Because the idea will be every time this global timer finishes, everybody gets a little bit hungrier, a little bit thirstier, a little bit more tired. It's the time is passing in the simulation timer. And that timer will be paused during combat. And otherwise it should be running so that the idea is like that represents time passing. It'll probably also be tied to making the day progress, making the sun set, making the sun rise, making berries grow, just everything. It is the actual time, the timer that controls the actual in-game progression of time. For now, though, we are pausing that while Raticate is eating. So at some point I have to reconceptualize. I think I have to kind of make a switch that's like, okay, Raticate's eating, so don't worry about having this timer affect him. Or I guess technically, like, if you're always getting hungrier, you're always getting more tired, even when you're eating, although you are filling yourself with food. If eating took long enough, you would be hungry again. Like if it took you in 5 hours to eat a single cracker, overall you would still just get more hungry. So okay, all right. So I think eventually we'll just have the timer run. For now, we pause it, and then we start a different timer. And this timer, every time it runs out, we restart it and we fill up Raticate's hunger meter. No, we take it away. Other way. The hunger meter goes up over time. Then when he eats, it goes down. But I think... Right, yeah, I think, okay, we moved away from that. That was initially how it was set up. But now the idea is different. Now Raticate needs to kind of like communicate with the bush that he's trying to eat from and be like, hey bush, you had a berry a second ago. You still got a berry? Okay, you do? I'm gonna eat that berry. Thank you. Now you have one less berry and I have 10 less hunger. The current state is that we were assuming it's this one specific berry bush, but that's not the case anymore. We need to change this. Yeah, so let's make some notes at the bottom. So change script to deal with the current prop berry bush. And actually not current prop. It could just be target prop. And then we also need to change the script to have Raticate sleep. No, not sleep. Disappear. Disappear into his den. If target prop is den. Okay, so the second one is going to be easy. The second one will just have an if situation at the top. And we'll check like, hey, is his target that he's going to his den? Okay, if it is, then he needs to disappear when he gets on top of it. We need to figure out where to put that if, though. So as is typical with the behavior tree, we start at the end of this, which is that if his hunger is less than 10, then it's essentially like he doesn't even want to eat a whole other berry. So then he's like, I'm fucking done. It does look like we still have the timer going. So actually, let's try and change this. We don't need the timer anymore. Oh, I guess it was like the timer would time out and then we would check like, is there another berry I could eat? That was what we were using as like the delay. I imagine. Yeah. We had two different if statements. One of them is like, if the time is left is 0, then you need to like restart the timer and take off some hunger and also take off a berry. It's like if you are still hungry, if you can take off a berry, and if you have no time left on the timer, then eat the berry, get less hungry, restart the timer. And the reason it's set up like that is because behavior trees don't let you just, at least this add-on, doesn't let you just use a typical command in Godot where you can be like, oh wait. You can tell the code like wait until this specific thing finishes. And you can essentially be like, wait until this timer runs out, then do something. We can't do that. So we have this weird situation where we have a timer that's running in the background, and if the time left on it is not 0, then we just kind of wait. We kind of just return running and we wait. And then when it finally is 0, we do this stuff. I think that's still a functional way to do this. Like essentially that's like the amount of time that Raticate spends eating. So that way, if we have like 3 hungry Raticates that all go over to a bush with like 10 berries on it, like they'll each eat a berry and wait, and then eat another berry and wait. So they'll each get like a fair share, rather than if one of them got there a frame before the other, or like 5 frames before the other, he would eat like all the berries. It'd probably take 10 frames because the behavior tree happens every frame. So then probably it would take 10 frames for Raticate to go from max 100 hunger to 0 hunger while eating 10 berries. And then the other Raticates would be shit out of luck. What we would want is for each of them to have a few berries. Each of them would probably still be hungry. Each of them would then begin sniffing and heading off in random directions to look for some more snacks. Okay. So we still want some of this functionality even when Raticate goes into his den, right? Like we still want him to get less hungry. The idea is he's got like an infinite secret stash of berries that he only eats if he can't find other berries out in the world. And so we still want to remove his hunger in that situation. So I feel like what we need to do is all of this needs to be like in its own little separate if tree. And okay, I wonder if this will work. Oh, you can just highlight a bunch of lines and then indent everything. Oh, hell yeah, great. Okay, so this all needs to happen if no, that's not. If target prop is not equal to home, then we need to do all these things. That means his target is a berry bush. Shit. Actor. if actor.targetProp does not equal actor.home. I swear I know how this works. Okay, then we do all these things. And then sure, we'll just do like an else if actor.targetProp does equal actor.home. Then we're going to do similar stuff to this, but not quite exactly the same. Godot, give me a second. Give me a second. You know what? Here, I'll just put pass, and then you should be fine, right? Dang, what did I do? Hey, Water. How's it going, man? Actually, hold on. Let's dial that back. How's it going, dude? That's a more gender-neutral greeting. Could be better. Yeah, me too. Me too. Sorry you're not having a good time living as a fleshy being. It's got a lot of shortcomings, you know? Oh my god. Right, assignment is not allowed. Thank you. Thank you, Godot. Thank you. We need the double equal sign. Thank you very much. All right. Woof. You're a trans girl. Don't worry. You're not going to be angry with me. I can call you dude. Here's the thing I maintain. I call everybody dude. I even call my girlfriend dude. Some people do not take it that way. I did also, when I said, how's it going, man? I did also mean that in a gender neutral way because I'm from California and I use a bunch of like weird hothead surfer lingo. So like the man, I don't know. It's like an authority position. It could be male or female, but not good because it overlaps with man, which is absolutely male. Which is why I changed it to dude. You call everyone mate. Yeah, mate's good. Although I feel like if you're Australian, it's totally fine. And maybe even British. But I feel like if you're not really careful, that can sound you're German, interesting. If you don't deliver it right, I think it can sound sarcastic. Like the Terrence and Phillip from South Park do that stupid thing where they're like, I'm not your guy, I'm not your buddy guy, I'm not your guy, pal. Like they use all those terms sarcastically. I feel like mate can definitely sound that way. Same with buddy. You have an insane British accent though. Okay, yeah, I feel like that probably does most of the work in making that sound natural and not like sarcastic or like rude, like intentionally rude. You had a phase where you called people boss. That's fun. I feel like that also can be very sarcastic. If somebody is in if you called your dad that or something, or like your actual boss, I feel like that's fine, but I feel like maybe that could also sound very sarcastic and not genuine. But it's all in the delivery, you know? Yeah, we do call each other bruh a bunch. Although a lot of the time that's like, we're being silly. So like we already know we're not being perfectly serious. It's not like we're having like a nice romantic dinner or something and I call Crazy Pants bruh. Although that does sound kind of funny. Maybe I'll do that in the future. Anyway, back to me trying to figure this out. So I think we essentially want to copy like all this functionality, but we need to fix it first. So I guess we go backwards and figure out what's wrong. I think the main thing that's wrong is this needs to not be one specific bush. It needs to be with the ID of whatever. Actually, I think it just needs to be target prop. I think that might do it, but we'll find out. Only one person liked you calling them boss. Your university professor. Yeah, I feel like professors are probably pretty good about finding shit like that funny. I love you so much, you know. Yeah, I was thinking about something like that. Yeah. Look, now that Crazy Pants has been here for it, I could say it and it will be like a joke that will land. At least it won't be offensive. The joke might not land, but it at least won't like blow up in my face. So if I just make you... Oh, I would have to make you like actor dot target prop? Hold on. Object variables. Dot target prop. And then object variables. Right, because this is in... Oh, is this in that auto-loading script? Okay. We go to settings and then look at auto-load. Yes, there is a script called object variables. So then let's go look at that. I should have you. I don't have you open. Crap. Okay. You should be in like singletons? Object variables. Okay. Okay, so then what we were doing is we were communicating to a global auto-loaded script some information. I think the idea here is okay. Not great though. I have never heard somebody refer to a cat as a croissant. It works though. What do you call like the upside down aspect of this? I have never seen a cat that just sleeps upside down. Maybe that doesn't get its own special term, but it's fucking weird. Greg is a little weirdo. Oh, how do I want to handle this? So... Okay, I need to think about this and the greater context of this, because we're setting this up once and hopefully for all. Hopefully the idea is I figure out how this works and then I can just copy it for all of the future food sources. All of the future plant food sources. When we get into creatures hunting each other, this won't work as a nice stand-in for that. But still. The goal is to get this right and have it be reproducible. So we're going to have a level. That level sits inside of the game manager so that the player can have access to like their HUD and their menus. And then inside the level, we would be spawning multiple things, multiple Raticates. And then that Raticate needs to be able to communicate with the other objects that are inside of the world. So we could put some functionality in the world script. Like essentially we need to like communicate this information. Raticate needs to be able to get the information about what is in those bushes. And maybe we can just do that. Maybe we can do that without having this global auto-loaded script. Yeah, I get it's like the shape they make is a croissant, but you know, does the belly up get some kind of fun thing? It could be named something else like a belly up loaf. That's cute. You make your own name sometimes. You're weird 100%. Yeah, me too. It's okay. Look, doing that with confidence, like that's how you make words or terms, right? Like somebody just fucking made it and then other people were like, yeah, that works. And then they fucking copied it. You just have to have the confidence to do it a bunch and then maybe you'll leave a good or bad mark on humanity. I don't know. How to do this? So okay, I feel like I need to test something. I want to like test print, I guess. I'm not sure where to actually print it. I want to try getting this value directly from the berry bush, because we're already in the Raticate script. We're getting the object ID of the berry bush. Like that's what the target prop is. It is the berry bush. So let's see, where could we do it? Somewhere. Okay, I know what to do. So what we want is we want to just put a berry bush near Raticate. And then we should be able to look at Raticate's script and find the spot where he's going to identify that berry bush. Oh my god, I was already in the script. Woof. Woof. Who would think words like Riz and Skibbity came from academics? Sometimes I do wish new words had to come from academics. Riz is fun. It's stupid, but it's fun. And I feel like it might be kind of difficult for people learning English to deal with. Because it's like, it's fucking weird. It deals a lot with the phonetics of the word. Okay, so if anybody doesn't know, Riz means charisma. But charisma is spelled with an S, but Riz is spelled with a Z because charisma makes a Z noise. Like, I feel like that shit will trip up people learning the language, and I feel bad for those people because English is fucking garbage to learn, and I would like it to be easier to learn. But it is fun. We don't need words to replace old ones. Yeah, I guess it's like you don't really choose though, right? Like some new words replace old ones. Some new words just exist alongside them because they add like a slight new context. Like Riz is a fun, informal way to say charisma. I imagine there are certain situations where you absolutely would not say Riz. You would definitely say charisma if you were like writing a paper. But then there might be spots where you could use either one. Like I'm sure somebody playing D&D has been like, oh, I'm leveling up. I'm gonna take the feat that lets me improve 2 of my stats. I'm gonna bump my Riz up 2 points or something. Or a job interview. Yeah, sure. Like a job interview would be too serious. So like it's just Riz can exist alongside charisma. It's fine. It's fun. It just might also confuse someone learning the language, and that sucks. Okay, so I want to print... I guess it would be in the sniff department? Okay. So when Raticate sniffs, he's going to find food. Because we moved the berry bush over to him. And the berry bush will just spawn some berries pretty quickly. So... if he designates a target prop, I want him to print... let's see. What... would it just be like target prop and then the name of the variable that I want? Like, that might just work. Bush, what is the name of that variable? What the fuck is spawn value? I'm assuming berry value is what I want. What the fuck is spawn value? Am I using that anywhere? Oh, that's the rate. Okay, this gets some comments. Spawn value is the percent chance to spawn a berry. And you know what? We're gonna call it spawn chance. And then we're gonna change this to spawn chance. It's comparing a random number between 1 and 100 to the spawn chance. So if you make the spawn chance 100, it'll always spawn a thing. Does it if it's less than or equal? A number between 1 and 100 will always be less than or equal to 100. And then if that ends up being true, then you make a berry. Okay. Great. So then what we want is berry value. So like maybe that would work. I feel like it won't. But honestly, it should, because the target prop will always be right in the same scene as Raticate. They both exist right inside the world scene. They're both children. They're always like right next to each other. Okay, I'm absolutely ready for the game to crash. I have changed lots of things. Okay. Now hold on, Raticate. You were supposed to find a berry on the bush. Hold on. Okay, so shoot. Let's make sure. Save the bush script. And yeah, because you start with a berry. The bush should start with one berry. And then let me make sure that all 3 bushes have the same script attached to them. They're all starting with one frickin' berry. We're dealing with bush 2. Oh, great stretch. Stretch it, girl. Oh my god, she's so cute when she's chill, but like half the time she's like nibbling at your feet, trying to get you to play with her. Raticate, what the hell's your problem, bro? Why you no sniff? Okay, we got problems. Raticate is dead set on running around. He is not sniffing for food. So you know what? What if... Shit, if I put that in the ready function, he's gonna sniff before the bushes are instantiated. I just want to know if this value works. I want to solve the current problem I'm thinking about before I solve the new problem I discovered. Fuck. All right. Look, Ratman. I just need you to do some array math for me right now, okay? Yeah, okay, I thought so. Yeah. Okay, so we can't put that in the ready function because he will indeed try to sniff before the fucking things are instantiated. God, I could put it in the physics process. Okay, yeah. I want to solve this problem. So what I'm gonna do is, shit. Where do I set your fucking values? There we go. Okay, so if we set... Hold on. You shouldn't be hungry enough to be doing anything. And when the timer times out, you don't get more hungry. Oh no, now I have a third problem. I don't know why Eradicate's even beginning to run around. He shouldn't even be hungry. And he should only run around when he's fucking hungry. Fuck. Eradicate, why? Oh no. Okay, hold on. I need to make a list of my problems. Okay, fuck. What is happening? So first of all, can I get the berry bush variable without a global script? And I want to print target prop dot berry value. But then I can only print that target prop dot berry value once I have a target prop. And so that the problem with that is he'll only get a target prop when he's in the middle of his functions for looking for food. And so Eradicate is sniffing food but not stopping. And also Eradicate is searching for food when not hungry? Question mark? Okay. So I just want to solve part one, but I think we have to solve them backwards. We're going to figure out why he's looking for food when he's not even hungry. So what I want to do is in the physics process, we're not going to find food anymore. Oh, no, that's why. That's what, because in the physics process, I'm just directly telling him to find food. I kind of thought it was something I forgot to clean up while testing something else. Okay, I need to, maybe in the future I need to make a note, like if I did something like, test thing, and then a colon. Oh, if you do hashtag test, it like glows in a weird color. It's like different color. Does that mean they expect me to use that like I'm thinking, which is that I write hashtag test as a note to remind myself that this is like some test code? Oh. Okay. Sure. Okay, so in the future I'll do that. So then I can like control F a script for hashtag test, and then if I find anything like that, I can consider removing it. Okay, so let's do that. And well, actually, no, hold on. No, because what we want to do is, okay, let's take that out and let's see if that solves problem 3. I think it will. I was going to print his values, his hunger and his thirst and whatever else. Okay, great. Good to go. All right. Problem 3. Off the list. You were already highlighted. Why didn't I just hit backspace? Okay. So that I think I can now solve after this. So what I want to do here is I just want to sniff. We just want to sniff for food. And part of sniffing for food will be printing the target berry value. Okay. Okay. Can we do it? Can we build it? No. What are you mad about? Okay, this is that thing that I was worried about, which we can't actually ask if an empty array is greater than 0. Okay. We can solve that pretty quickly. So what would we do? We're going to make this a nested if statement. If array underscore 2 is not, oh my god, does not equal, shit, is it nil or null? Godot 4. How to check if array is empty. No. Okay, it can just be null. Oh, you can just do array.empty. Ooh. Let's try that. And you could put equals true, but I believe you can also just not. Oh, and it would be a double equal. Ugh. I believe Boolean statements default to being true. So if you just put if array2.empty, it is actually assuming that. It makes sense. Some of them, when you read them, it makes way more. It's like very clearly like, oh yeah, that makes sense. This sounds a little bit confusing, but I believe it works that way. So then, but then actually though, but we only want to do this if it's not empty. So thinking about that backwards. Okay. We might be okay now. Maybe. 50% confidence. We're not. Invalid get index empty. You can't. Bitch, what? Huh. What would be the correct method to test that the value is an array and not null? Yeah, that's exactly what I want. Okay, a bunch of like theoretical information that's cool. As for your particular case, if you want to check if the array is empty, you can do if array empty. Oh my god, did I just not? It's the fucking parentheses? Is it really just the parentheses? Bro, this is killing me. The grammar. Great. Okay, that's not actually the problem. Sweet. Okay. That makes me slightly happier. Okay, so that was the same error again. We can just do that. That's to check if it's empty, but we want to check if it's not. Like if it doesn't equal null, then do this thing. God, you're still mad. Invalid operands nil and int in operator greater than. Now hold on. This should only be happening if array2 is not empty. And then if it's not empty, it could just be full of zeros. And that would mean we found berry bushes, but they... Oh, sore head. Stupid glasses. It would mean we have found berry bushes, but they have no berries upon them. But then you should be able to check to see if that's greater than 0. If 0 is greater than 0, it wouldn't be. So then if this value was 0, then this should just not happen because 0 is not greater than 0. So we just skip. And I guess maybe I would need an else pass in here. Probably not, but whatever. It's nice for completeness. Why are you mad about this? Am I doing this backwards? Still gonna be mad. Invalid operands nil and int in operator greater than. As in, it sounds like it's saying it's trying to compare a nothing thing, an empty array. The max value is nil to 0. Just make sure. Now it shouldn't crash because I'm like, if 1 is greater than 0, do this thing, and it should be fine. You're going to be comparing two things. No, it's still not. Okay, right, because then we immediately go to do other stuff in here on an array that is empty. Okay, just be cool, man. Okay. Just wanna just print array 2. Let's go back a step. Let's just print array 2. You're mad about that because okay. What if I just comment all of you out? Just fucking print array 2, bro. You little fucker. You printing array 2? And you have the fucking audacity to tell me that array 2 has a value in it. Also, wait, you should be printing array 2 every fucking frame. No, because okay, it only does it once because we immediately get to this situation no longer being the case, which is that array 2 would be smaller than array 0. The idea is that you're only printing values while the number of bushes is smaller than the individual sets of numbers for the berries on those bushes. You should have 5 bushes and 5 values for the berries on the bushes. Okay, so it does make sense you print it once. But now how come you print a number? Like you know you know that it's 1. Okay, no, let's go back to having that be a comment. Let's am I screwing something else up? Let's print array 2 max. Let's do that. Stupid fucking Godot. All right, what's array 2 max? It's just a fucking 1. Are you kidding me? It's just a 1. Why can't you compare 1 to being greater than 0? Bruh. Oh. Why is this a problem? Now it's not a problem? All right. Okay. And we have, okay, so I don't know what I did. I thought I put it back to how it was where it wasn't working, but now it works. This reminds me, there's some Valve game that has like a potato item in it that isn't used in the game, and there's a description on the item that's like, I tried to remove this item from the game, but the whole game just crashes when I try to compile it. So the potato stays. I'm having one of those moments right now. Okay, so fine. It works. So, and we get what I want, which is we can get the berry value. We very indirectly grabbed the target ID, and then we can use that target ID to get at a variable that belongs to that target ID, that object ID. Okay. Fucking woof. So now, just let's remind myself what I'm trying to do. No, not that. The Google Doc. Okay. This. We can get the berry bush variable without a global script. Wow. Hold on. Owen Wilson wow?
Wow.
There we go. Oh, or how about the anime wow? Anime wow would have been better. Yeah, shit. Okay. All right, so then we go back to reconstructing eradicate his nom 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 action. So this is now target prop dot berry value. Actor dot target prop dot berry value. Okay, great. Thank you for not being mad at me anymore, Godot. Okay, so this now makes me realize this name sucks. This should, instead of berry value, it should be like food quantity or something. So, because then like when I go to make an apple tree, it's not going to have a berry value. It's going to have an apple value. And also like value, like what is that even? Is that like good quality apples, bad quality apples? Like it's a quantity. Okay, so now I've decided I want to change that. So food item quantity? Let's think about this. Like there's gonna be bushes, there's gonna be trees. They're gonna have on them things that creatures eat. Potentially even like a creature might eat the roots of something or the leaves of something. Okay. Okay, and so if I want to reuse this, I'd still have to consider like if we had a bush where the radicates eat the berries, but some other weird creature eats the roots, we'd still have to come in and manually set some things up. But if not, I like food quantity. Food item quantity, because we might have items that are not food that a tree has. I don't know, like maybe some kind of like cool magic sap or something. And so then it might just have like an item quantity. Is it necessary to distinguish that? I think we'll deal with it when we come to it. I like food item quantity because it's pretty clear. Yeah, let's write out the whole thing. Food item quantity. Okay, so changing that. Okay. Change that. Right, when we deal with saving and loading files, we're going to have to load that value. Sure. Okay, we only want to spawn a berry if we're not at our max number of berries. Certainly. Okay. All right. Okay, so now that's good. I think... I'm not sure... I'm not sure if I can just get rid of this yet. So, okay, and yeah, I didn't even... It has a differently named variable, so I don't need to worry about changing that. So we're gonna go back to Radicate. And I don't think anywhere here we were looking at... Oh, yep. Fulfilling the array, of course. Of course we need the berry value, you fool. And you've already gotten it here, so of course you had already proven to yourself that you could do this. Woof. Okay. All right. Let's look for berry value again. Okay, no more of that. Great. Okay. Back here, where we started. We can finally just change it. Okay. So now what's happening? If our target prop is not our home, then we're doing all of these things. The first thing is like if we're done eating. Are we not that hungry anymore? Then like stop the eating timer. Unpause the like global hunger timer. For now we'll leave that in because I have the global hunger timer making Radicate very hungry very quickly. Whereas in the future, when we're not testing things, he will get hungry very slowly. And so it won't matter if we turn it off. I'm going to make a note of that. For now, this timer needs to be turned off during... for testing. Eventually, it doesn't need that. That works. At some point, I need to give these timers better names, but we also need to move this timer to be a global timer, so... Not a thing to deal with now. Okay, and so then the other thing to change is this. If you're hungry and the timer times out, then you're going to restart that timer 3. If timer 3 times out and you're hungry, you're going to restart timer 3, and you're going to eat a berry off of the bush. Is that 2 spaces? No, it's just 1 spaces. Okay, weird kerning? Weird spacing. The Godot spacing sometimes looks like 2 spaces to me. Really, it looks like 1.5. And then, of course, my brain is like, well, that's impossible, but could it be 2? And actually, would it even matter if it's 2? I don't think so. Okay. So that should work fine. We're going to take off hunger at that point. And the other thing that happens is if there is still time left on timer 3, then we're kind of just chilling out. We're just kind of passing, restarting this. Don't do anything. But we need to change this. This is just for the sake of printing. That actually needs to change. Okay. 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 And now we're finally at the situation where we're considering Radicate going to his home. If he's gone around in the loop and he is still hungry, he's been everywhere he might think to look for food, and he will go inside his house. So for that, we want like I want like most of this. Let's go no, let's just copy the whole thing. Okay. And we're gonna take out what we don't need. Shit, is that too far indented? The indenting seems weird. Okay, whatever. Let's just... Should be like that. Okay, it was just the initial indent. Okay. So... we still want to succeed if his hunger's under 10. We want to be like, yeah, we're done here. Eradicate's done eating. And, though... part of this is going to be, shit. Show? We want him to no longer be hidden. We want him to appear. And then down here, we're going to hide him. Because the idea is he gets on top of his den, goes inside. While he's snacking, he's invisible. When he's done snacking, he's visible again because he's come out. Okay. So then the next thing is the situation where we are feeding him. So we don't have a prop to take food off of anymore. We're not like keeping track of the number of berries inside his den. We just kind of pretend they're infinite because why not? We will still take away hunger though. We still have to restart the timer. Okay. And then... right. Oh, also we don't need to make this check. We don't need to check that there is still food on the berry bush. That would probably cause a crash because there's no... that variable doesn't exist on that thing, on his current target. His target is his den right now, not a berry bush. And then we don't care about printing this value out. And sure, we can still print time left on the timer just for the information. Okay. Okay, so this might work. So it might just spectacularly crash and burn. We've changed a lot of things. So let's go back to Eradicate his actual script. Let's go to there's a physics, there's something in here. Yep, a test thing. Okay, you know what? No, let's force myself. Let's get in the habit. So we're going to search for #test. There it is. One match. Okay, that's the only thing we're testing. So let's go ahead and take that out. And then I think what we want to do is let's go ahead and make the timer increase his hunger. Crash? Ooh, no crash yet. Okay. Okay, so in 5 seconds after the game launches, he should get hungry. I feel like it's been 5 seconds. Can I fuck something up? Maybe I have the timer off. Double check things. Should get hunger +5 when the regular timer times out. Haha! It's not set to auto start. I turned that off. Okay. Try again. Doom, 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 doom. Okay, he's hungry. He found the bush. Okay. He is... oh my god, you can see he keeps eating the berry that spawns. We have the berry spawning so quickly, he can't eat through the berries. Okay. Now, Eradicate, you're done being hungry. So, let's note that as a problem. Eradicate is walking into the bush even after he finishes eating. I think he might still be trying to like get exactly onto that location. I think I need to change There's somewhere I use 16 pixels, but I think it needs to be 32, so he's technically a little bit further away. But I think I will worry about that later. I want to do a few more little tests. And then I think I might wrap up a little early. My abdomen is a little bit tired of sitting upright. I want to try putting berry bushes over here. Ooh, actually, hold on. No. Let's put them out of his range. Let's test the, like, Raticate going home thing. Okay. So what should happen now... is he'll get hungry. Let's zoom out. Oh. Oh. Okay. Okay. Right, this'll... shit. Okay, so this is that problem that we had earlier, but now it's in a different spot. What do I do here? We need to add in that same line of code. It's in Raticate. It's in the sniffing zone. Oh, but I actually took it out of here, right, because... right, I didn't actually figure out why the hell this was functioning. Okay, you know what? Bring me to that error again. We'll have to wait 5 seconds. Should be in where he's searching for food. Yeah. Okay. So... I think we don't even need to do that check here. Because as long as we return running, we're going to restart. Shoot. Right, okay, wait, so I do... okay, maybe we do actually need it. Hold on. So the goal here is to sniff for food, and if we don't find anything, then to search for food. So then this would actually be... actually, could we just not do that? Hold on, let me think about, like, if I commented this out. We could just run both of these because the moment that it finds something, it'll immediately, each new frame, since we're returning running, each new frame, we're going to come back to the top of this script and do this check. And so the moment we succeed at either of these, finding a target prop, the moment we succeed at finding a target prop through either of these methods, which this one happens if Raticate gets close to a berry bush. This one happens if Raticate goes everywhere he thinks there might be a berry bush, but then there isn't one and he decides I'm just going to go home. We can just loop through that, constantly doing them both. Because eventually we find a result. We either find something from this, or after a time we find something from this, and then we are no longer fulfilling this if statement, but we're fulfilling that one. Okay, so that might be okay. Let's see. You're back? Hey, Cosmo. Welcome back. Okay, so what we want is for Raticate to go to his den and disappear. He's going to go through all the places, doing an incorrect animation. He can only look left. Oh, and his walk doesn't animate. Oof. Well, it's on the list of things to fix. Okay, Raticate. You've almost been everywhere. I know, you gotta go around to get to the last point, you fucking weirdo. Okay, so now he thinks he has to go around to get to his den. Okay. So it didn't hide him. Oh my god, did I not put that in the... I think I may not have put that in the code. I put in the code to show him, but not to hide him. Shit. Okay. Is that... No, it's in the eat action. Is part of the eat action. Right, I put actor show, but not actor hide. So where would we hide him? Guess it wouldn't really be here, it'd be before that. You're learning HTML now and you don't like it. Oh, I'm sorry, dude, but you have to do it. Now, you probably mean that you have to do it to achieve whatever you want. No, hopefully nobody's forcing you to learn HTML. Sorry, sorry for your experience. It sucks to have to learn things you don't want to. Okay, so probably here where we print success. If like if current prop is home. If his current prop is his home, then we just want to hide him. Then this is not okay because, right, it's actor home. If actor current prop is equal to actor home, then hide the guy. All right, let's run through it again. Okay, and then hopefully this will work, and then we'll wrap up. Honestly, even if it doesn't work, this will be what we finish with on Friday. God, and you know what? In the meantime, I think I'm gonna manually redraw the nav mesh. It's so silly the way he has these spots that he thinks he has to avoid, like a little weirdo. It's like a superstitious rat. Don't go into this zone. This is the bad juju zone. Oh, but he will cut straight through it. So he'll go around it sometimes, but he'll cut straight through it, and then he thinks he has to come over below it. It's like he can't go over to here to the right without going down below. Yeah, and then to come back, he's got to go around it. Bro, what? All right, Raticate, why aren't you being hidden? Okay. Raticate needs to be hidden when he arrives at his den to eat. Okay. All right, so during the week, if I have some time, I will, I have my list of things to fix. Oh, the Raticate animations aren't on there. Right, because I thought I fixed them, but actually I didn't. They like sort of work, sometimes kind of. Okay. All right. Okay, cool. Well, this was relatively productive. We're making progress. Getting there. Okay, so I'll be back tomorrow working on lore for the game. No coding. We're gonna keep going through this questionnaire. Nope. This. What is magic? What is magic? The tone of magic, the cost of magic, the limits of magic. We've been filling out a Google Doc for that. So we're gonna do that and then get back into designing the opening area, like everything about it. We'll do some sketches of what the map's gonna look like, figure out what like puzzles are gonna be, probably design some of the beasts that'll be there, the enemies that the player can bond with and use to fight, but also defeat. And then potentially like plot stuff, like quests what the conflict is going to be in the opening area, as well as the beginnings of the conflict for the game as a whole. So shit, yeah. Thanks for hanging out, dudes. It's nice to be back. I feel mostly good, but a little uncomfortable right now. So I think it's good we'll just end it a little early. Hopefully, I'll keep being on the mend, keep being functional. Yeah. Have a nice day. Take it easy.